Ancient records reveal that the importance of some craftsmen was so great that even their misdeeds were regularly overlooked.
One of the foremen was a man named Ken Herr-Chebyshev. We know from documents that this man held positions of very high importance in the royal court, an overseer of royal works, if you will.
The towers were built by the government, so taxpayers owned both of them. However, somehow the government was convinced to lease the towers for 99 years, and Larry Silverstein became landlord on July 24th, less than 2 months before the attack. He then had control of the maintenance and security departments, and he began to replace security personnel. Silverstein brought Frank Lowy into the deal to become landlord of the underground shopping mall. Lowy is a billionaire who owns shopping malls in several nations. After the towers disintegrated, Silverstein demanded insurance companies pay him twice what the policy stated, on the grounds that each tower underwent separate attacks. What a coincidence that after these guys got control of the World Trade Center, Osama bin Laden decided to destroy the entire complex.
But at the same time, the man was something of a reprobate. He was constantly in trouble because he was messing around with the wives of other people in the village. He was constantly in trouble because he was stealing tools and documents from the royal storerooms. But apparently he was such a talented foreman, nobody really dared get rid of him. They just somehow tolerated him for about 35 years.
That's such a terrible loss of life. Maybe the smartest thing to do is pull it. And they made that decision to pull, and then we watched the building collapse.
The construction of a tomb as fine as Seti's magnificent mausoleum was a precise, highly organized affair, one in which the king himself was intimately involved.
One of the first things that a pharaoh would do after having been crowned would have been to go to the Valley of the Kings with the high priest and select an appropriate site for the building of the tomb. This was a very important operation. And I can imagine seeing priests sitting down and discussing for hour after hour what the plan of a tomb had to be like to serve these purposes.
Once the priests were in agreement, a team of workers was assembled.
Some of the ostraca that we have found in Deir el-Medina outlined in great detail the way in which the labor force was structured. We know, for example, that it worked basically in two gangs, the left gang, the right gang, the left side of the tomb, the right side of the tomb.
In the darkness of a deep tomb, maintaining the correct orientation was incredibly difficult. But the ancient Egyptians managed to follow their tomb plans with just basic tools.
The Egyptians had surveying equipment, but it was extremely simple. They had a carpenter's square, they had a plumb bob, they had a piece of string to measure length, and basically that was about it.